Diamond Select has been killing it with their Ghostbuster figures, pun possibly intended, and Wave 2 is no different. Now, I've already looked at each figure separately in other videos, but for the sake of convenience, here are all of them in one easy-to-watch video, as well as a few bonuses towards the end. He's more of a game show host than a scientist. Peter Venkman joins Wave 2 of Diamond Select's Ghostbusters action figure line, along with Egon Spengler and Dana Barrett. Just like his predecessors, the box is huge and excellently displays everything you're going to get with this figure very clearly. The twisty ties are still an issue like they were in the first wave, but like I said in earlier reviews, I don't expect those to be decreased as more come out. It's a Diamond Select standard, but think of it like you're getting a ton of free gray ropes to tie up figures with later. Your 50 Shades of Grey diorama will thank you later. The back of the box features a short bio about Venkman and the Ghostbusters, as well as pictures of the other figures in this line. Outside of the package, Peter is highly articulated with ball joints in his legs and shoulders, swivel joints in his thighs, and very flexible legs, arms, and chest sections. The sculpt on his face is definitely Bill Murray, and is overall a good likeness other than a few paint splotches on him. His uniform has the right amount of grit to make it appear slightly different and unique than the other Ghostbusters in this line. Unlike the other three Ghostbusters, Peter does not come with a unique accessory like Ray's ecto goggles, Egon's PKE meter, or Winston's ghost trap. He does come with 5 sets of hands and a walkie-talkie like all of the other figures, which you already saw in the box at the start of this video, and of course his proton pack with Neutrino wand, which will look awesome when you get up close to them. In terms of what unique accessory you'd want to give Peter, that will be up to Diamond Select, but I don't like how the other Ghostbusters have something special and he unfortunately doesn't. He has a proton beam that attaches to his wand, and unlike the Egon figure I got, I had no problems attaching this one to his gun, and it looks pretty cool once you snap it on. Venkman also comes with 2 pieces of the sprawling rooftop diorama, which continues to get bigger and bigger. Peter Venkman is the cynic of the team, but you have no reason to be cynical when it comes to buying this figure and adding him to your collection. Diamond Select is hitting it out of the park with these Ghostbuster figures, so put them on your shelf today. He may collect spores, molds, and fungus, but I am busy collecting different versions of him. As part of Wave 2 of Diamond Select's Ghostbusters line, we now have the brains of the operation, Dr. Egon Spengler. Off the bat, I can tell you this is one of my favorites in the line so far, and quite possibly the best version of Egon Spengler we have seen yet in action figure form. The packaging is enormous, like the other Diamond Select figures, and I mean that in general since their packaging tends to always be on the big side. It's not a bad thing unless you are tight on space, as they do look very good in the box and would display nicely, but luckily for me, I'm not a mint-on card collector, so I don't have to deal with that. Egon is highly articulated and very poseable, with ball joints and swivel joints all over the body. Like the other figures, Egon comes with a total of 5 pairs of hands, and a walkie-talkie which goes onto his jumpsuit. His unique accessory is the PKE meter, which fits nicely into one of the sets of hands that he has. He also comes with the proton pack, which is not removable, and a proton stream for his Neutrona wand. Unlike Wave 1, this wave does include a snap-on accessory for the proton beam, so that you can attach it to the proton gun, although after many tries, I was not able to get mine to stand to his wand at all. However, as you'll see in the review of Peter Venkman, it does stay on, so it might just be luck of the draw in this case. Either way, the pack and wand do look great, as they have from day one of this line. The biggest problem with this Egon figures, and all figures that have been made so far of him, are his glasses. If you're looking to buy this figure, I suggest trying to find a local comic store that has it so that you can make sure the glasses are molded onto his face correctly. This was a big problem with Mattel in both their 5-inch and their 12-inch versions, but it seems to be less of an issue with Diamond Select from what I have seen in other reviews. Regardless, do your best to find a good spectacled version of this figure or else he's going to look really derpy. The paint job is overall very nice, although there are a few issues here and there, but it has a nice grit to it like the other Busters have. Unlike the Mattel versions in the past, the jumpsuit feels more unique with this paint job, and there's much more room for personalization, especially with the immense amount of hands we have to swap in and out. Egon also comes with another piece to the rooftop diorama, seen here, that snaps together once you have all of the figures in the series to make this enormous playset. What makes me like this Egon figure more than other versions is the expression on his face, which has more life than the Mattel version had, but it's also just in the overall figure itself. The Diamond Select Ghostbusters have more to offer and look great, especially when they are all standing next to each other, and Egon is no exception to that rule. Diamond Select is doing some great things with Ghostbusters, but what about the non-Busters? Joining Louis Tully from Wave 1, Wave 2 of Diamond Select's Ghostbusters line includes Dana Barrett, originally played by Sigourney Weaver in the first films. This version of her is after she becomes possessed by Zuul, continuing the trend of giving us possessed Danas instead of a normal version of her. It's a minor nitpick before I get into the proper review of this figure, but you've already seen me talk about the packaging a billion times now, so let me just get this off my chest. Mattel already did a possessed version of her for San Diego Comic-Con as an exclusive. There's a mini-made of her possessed, and now once again, instead of getting a plain version of her, we get another possessed Dana Barrett. So here's hoping if Diamond does another line of GBs for the sequel, we might get a New York City version of this concert musician and magnet to the supernatural instead of another possessed version. Like I said, the packaging is nothing you have not seen before, so let's jump into the figure itself. The sculpting on the face looks good, even though it is a bit of a plain expression for her. Where we lose some points on this figure is the articulation. While her outfit remains true to the movie, it greatly restricts much of her leg articulation. And getting her to stand up was not that easy, and frankly getting her to do much else is essentially impossible. Quite frankly, the best way to do this figure has not been done yet, and that would be giving her an actual fabric dress instead of molded plastic. Despite that, it's an accurate version of the outfit she wore in the film, with a great paint job to match. Unfortunately, since her upper body does have the same articulation as the male's do, it makes her look a bit frumpy instead of enigmatic and floaty because of how the fabric looks on her. Dana comes with an alternate set of hands that easily snaps in and out of her forearms, and pieces of the rooftop diorama that she can lay on. Overall, it's a good Dana, but I have some personal qualms with it. Diamond Select is doing a great job with the line overall, and they're not a company to typically use real fabric, but I think in the case of this figure, it would really add something new and distinct to it. It's not the strongest figure in the Ghostbusters line so far, but it's still very good and a definite must-have for fans of the film. Between Wave 1 and 2, you have the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper now, so it's up to you to decide whether or not Dana and Lewis really did the dirty when they were possessed, or not. End. At this point, if you've bought Wave 1 and 2, you now have the 4 members of the team, which you can finally pose together, and man, do they look good when you do. The crazy part is we still have more figures on the way from this line, which includes variations of them. This is truly a strong line, and I hope it does well enough to give us Ghostbusters 2, as well as the 2016 reboot with the female cast. Imagine how good these would all look together. Come on, Diamond, keep them coming and take that license away from Mattel.